You got a quick turnaround, have to get better in a lot of areas.
Chris, a week ago, you had the #1 team in the country on the ropes in the final seconds. You got a 3-game losing streak, and they've been tough losses. What has transpired in the last week that you find yourself where you are right now?
You know, I think we're obviously not guarding great. We're not playing well enough together. This was our poorest offensive game of the year. So there's a lot to clean up there.
I'll ask about shot selection. Seeing in the first half, you're getting a lot of quick shots, contested shots, and just not real high percentage shots. And maybe that leaked over in the second half, although you did make a little bit of a run. Just that contributes to your percentage of 38 to their 50. That seems like
Yeah, it was our worst. It was the worst offensive game of the year. Give them credit. I thought them going under ball screens bothered us. And we obviously had a little bit of lack of continuity with, Zed wasn't able to practice the last couple of days. Looking back on it, I think I made a mistake playing him too long. I should not have played him as long as I did. It was our poorest offensive outing really in quite some time, certainly this year.
Chris, Sean mentioned that you guys were lacking in energy tonight, him among the players. What can you say about that? Is that something you noticed as well?
Well, they can answer that. I don't know that they're the ones that can answer to that. Obviously, if that's the case, then I got to do a better job.
And then what ultimately led to Zed playing? I know you said in the pregame show it was going to be up to him. How close was he to 100%?
He gave it a go. But him not practicing again, I think that was an error on my part playing him so much.
With the way some of these losses have gone this year, in your experience, do you see that start to weigh on young players, especially in their psyche, when it's constant the last 4 minutes of the game that maybe decide things?
Well, we weren't really ever in this game in terms of feeling like we had kind of imposed our will. In some ways, if we'd have won it, it would have been a bit of a disservice because I'm not sure that we deserved it. So they did a great job clawing back, our guys did, but they did a good job executing late. But the reality is, I'm not sure that we earned this one if we would have won it.
What did you see at the rim with 1.7 seconds left?
Looked like a clean block, but we shouldn't have had ourselves in that position. Officials made the call.
You talk about clawing back. You had a brief lead in the second half. You took a 1-point lead, and I think they had a 10-0 run. You had a couple of turnovers and block shots. What is this team trying to figure out when you have the chance to seize momentum, you have the chance to take the game, and then you give up that?
Yeah, I thought it came back to some defensive errors and poor shot selection.
How do you deal with that at this point in the season on a short turnaround, all those things? How do you try to address some of these things?
We got to get a lot better with this was our worst, again, our worst game offensively, our worst game in terms of shot selection. That had not been an issue up to this point.
Sean brought up the energy. You said you have to do a better job coaching, but what do you want to see from the leaders of this team in such a young group and those guys' voice in the locker room as opposed to what you're telling them day in, day out?
Yeah, they've obviously got to own it. This league's hard. It's demanding on you. And if you don't perform on a given night, you're going to get beat. We saw that tonight. Again, give Minnesota credit, but certainly they've got to earn that, and we as coaches have to do a better job, certainly.
So you just said you weren't happy with your shot selection. It felt like you missed a lot of shots.
We did.
In close. So you didn't think those were good shots because they were contested, or those shots you feel you should make or not? You didn't like the actual shot?
I'm not necessarily talking about some of the shots around the rim that we missed. There were some that were challenged, that their length bothered us, that probably warranted a kick out, but we were trying to play through the pain. I'm talking about some of the other shots that came up. Just we have more poor shots than we've had.
Just by your demeanor up there, there have been times when you come in here after losses in any given year where you still kind of find positives, and then it doesn't seem to be the case this time. Are there things that you're maybe happy with what you saw here tonight, or were you just kind of disappointed overall with them?
We got a lot to clean up. Yeah, we got a lot to clean up. I thought, again, our guys did a good job getting it back to a possession game there. I give them a lot of credit, but we got a lot to clean up.
A number of the guys early in the year talked about plenty of guys on this team can score. It didn't have to be one guy, and Bryce has obviously been the leading scorer. When he has a night like the first half where he's, I think, 3 of 10 and clearly the focus of the defense, what do you need from the other guys to kind of live up to what they were saying earlier to complement him out there?
Yeah, I think we needed more guys, obviously, I think more than anything, we just needed to play more connected offensively. And I think that was what was most disappointing. Because of that, we took some forced shots and some shots out of rhythm.
What has this team shown you at this point in the season that gives you confidence that you can turn things around right now in league play?
I think that'll get decided here in this next month.
How do you personally, I guess, process a loss like this? When like you said, offensively, the poorest performance of the season, you are playing a team that's 0-4 in the league. I know you said everyone is tough in this league, but this seems like a deflating type of loss, potentially a season type of changing loss. How do you personally, I guess, move forward from it?
Adam, you just focus on the task at hand, and that is getting better. I mean, we're not into focusing on big picture. We have to get better in areas. That's the charge in front of me. I've got to do a better job getting them better.